Alright, welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi, y'all. Early, as in, I don't know, 6 a.m., 0600, something like that, on Friday morning. The question is, Fuzzy, what are you doing up this early? Couldn't sleep. Oh, well. So, I was reading a post at Toast 3 this morning. That's TOST, the number 3.com. And one of the fellas was talking about he was thinking about getting a boar brush and was asking for boar brush advice and whatnot. And, I'm a big boar guy. I prefer boar over badger any day, personally. But I also like horse. And I got to thinking, man, I haven't seen my horse brush, haven't used a horse brush in a long time. So anyway, I got to digging around a little bit. Didn't take a whole lot of digging because I keep everything in boxes. That's the way it's been for a while. But anyhow, so I found my box of brushes and some other stuff that was in there. And I dug out my horse. I've got a couple. This is a V-Long. Well, I don't think I have a couple anymore because I think I gave them away. But anyway, I've got this one, which is one of my favorites. And it's a mix of a tail and mane. The mane on the horse is the stiffer, and the tail is going to be the more floppy hair. But a horsehair brush is great in my opinion. Now, when you buy a new one, get ready, because it's like a badger. You're going to have no problems knowing what part of the horse that came from. No matter what part on the horse it actually is, it's going to smell like it came from a certain spot on the horse for a while. There's nothing you can do about that, but just keep using it. Also, the break-in, everybody's got all this fancy time, put in water, put it in the fridge, do this, do that to break it in. Shave with the thing, it'll break in. Do your hand lathers. I've used, like Dawn dishwashing detergent and different stuff to help get the funk out of it. But the only way to get the funk out of it is to keep using it, keep lathering with it. Keep on keeping on. There you go. So we got some, actually Folgers coffees this morning. This is our Bullet whiskey brush. Bullet whiskey cup that we got a while back. I still got them. And, but the coffee is Folgers 1850. And I got it because it was on sale as a manager special type thing. They were trying to get rid of some at the store. And Fuzzy's cheap. So when I find stuff on sale, I'll sometimes get something that's not exactly what I normally get because it's cheap. And there's nothing wrong with Folgers coffee. I don't drink a lot of Folgers, but there's nothing wrong with it. So there we go. So it's Friday, which begins with an F if y'all didn't know it. So I got a few things here that begin with an F, a couple anyway. French soap. Pray to Providence? I don't know. I never learned how to pronounce that, and I'm not French, so I'm probably not going to pronounce it right now. That's okay. I'm not too worried about it. And we broke out the old Schick F because I saw it while I was digging around for the brush, and I got to thinking I haven't used my Schick F in a while. And that's one of the fancier things I have. It was given to me. As most of the things that are fancier I have were. I've got a Fat Boy two-sided thingy because somebody gave it to me, which I greatly appreciate. Definitely a good razor, but it's not something I will go and buy because I'm cheap. There's a YouTube channel that I don't remember the name of it, but the guy goes to Dollar Tree. And he's buying stuff at Dollar Tree and he's making it into meals. And Dollar Tree nowadays sells stuff for more than $1. I know everything's $1.25, but they have a section like in the freezer case that's $3, $4, $5 and things. And they have some different products in there. I think they sell little packs of ground beef or whatever, and everybody was talking about in the videos how bad the ground. I wouldn't eat that. That looks bad. I wouldn't eat that. Apparently, he ain't been hungry. But anyway, so I thought that was kind of neat that he's going. He made a shepherd's pie the other day with college pie. Some people are calling it. I guess Canada they call it that, but I've always heard it called a shepherd's pie. But anyway, made some stuff that looks pretty good. But so that's pretty fun. Our little cheap stuff. So anyway, our horse brush, Valong, however you pronounce it, Spain. My understanding. Wait a minute. That's going to wait. I better put the glasses on and check on that real quick. Yeah. No, that's right. Made in Spain, Valong. So this is one of my little favorites. I had one that was floppier. I think that ended up in Turkey with my buddy out there in Turkey. Hadn't heard from you a while, by the way. Is everything going okay out there in Turkey, sir? Let me know. Every once in a while, he'll pop into Toast 3 and let us know everything's okay with him. My favorite jazz dude. All right. Bird, let us know what's going on, eh? If you're listening. So this stuff, it's triple mill French soap, I've been told. It's kind of like the German Wilkerson sword. And I don't mean it smells like it, but what I mean is it has kind of a cologne scent to it. It's not what's, classic American barbershop scents. It's more of a cologne type scent, which is fine. It's not, it's classy. It's good stuff. And this was another one that was given to me that I appreciate. I don't use it much, but then again, I got so much stuff to use. I don't use anything much, except weaving maybe. Some of the older stuff gets more playtime than, the newer stuff, but that's just kind of how it is. But we did our prep there. We wiped everything down. Now we're going to get us some good old soap going on here. Now, the big difference between horse and brush is that, the horse comes from a horse and the boar comes from a pig. As far as in use and the feel and everything like that, really similar. And as you can see, does a fine job. And if anybody's interested, if you would like a custom type brush, a handmade brush, J.R., who is a member over at Toast, he's a member of several places, but he's a member over at Toast 3, makes brush handles. And one of the things he does is he takes Omega knots, and Omega makes a really good boar knot. And I'll be shaving with one next time because I found one of mine that he made me. So sometimes he makes a handle and then he takes the handle off of the Omega, and it's just like it threads on, and then you have an Omega bore on your JR handle. And sometimes he pulls the knot out of the Omega so that it's fully his handle with the knot in it. Either way it goes, you're not going to go wrong. He had he was showing a brush handle to the gentleman that was thinking about getting a Poppy, whose gentleman's name he uses over there, was thinking about getting a boar brush. And he was showing off one of his that he made out of plywood. I guess he glued it, stacked it, turned it, however you would do plywood to make a brush handle. And looks really nice. So anyway, I'm going to be using one of mine before long. Now, so you can pop over if you would like, and he's got a link to his, where he's got his brush listed and stuff. Now, I didn't show you before I started, but this is a couple of days worth of growth. I didn't work yesterday. I worked earlier on Wednesday, so it's got a good jump. But the F here will have no problem with it. I love my Schick F. Again, it was a gift. And because I definitely wouldn't pay what it takes to get an F. They were only made for 1 year, as I recall, because it was, 1945, something like that. And they needed the metal, make airplanes and stuff. So they were only made for that short period of time. I've heard people talk about how they can tell that they feel different from other ones and whatever, and I really can't. But I've said that before on different things. I don't know. They shave like a Schick. It's a very nice shave, and it is comparable to the older Schicks, the G's. I don't know if I would compare it to an E, but you can, because like I said, to me, they all pretty well. You know, a Schick shave, an older Schick, I think is better than a newer Schick, but other than saying that, a Schick is a Schick shave. So these shave like a really nice Schick shave. And I was right. I thought I remember putting a blade in this one last time I used it, and it's definitely got a good blade in it. But, I mean, they just look so cool. I mean, look at that. Isn't that just about the coolest thing ever? And this one's not even cleaned and polished up because I like the patina on it. So yeah, going back to that YouTube channel I was talking about with the Dollar Tree stuff. There's people yelling about everything and how expensive Dollar Tree is when you go and look at it. And there are some things that you're better off getting somewhere else, by the way, folks. Especially some of the canned goods, when you catch them on sale someplace. Like I can catch canned vegetables on sale for 50 cents a can, often. Corn, green beans, sweet peas. You know, often I can catch them for 50 cents a can. But, and there's some other stuff, but mostly you're going to do okay. And then you always have the crowd that says, well, you go and you pay more somewhere else, but you get more and it lasts longer, so you get more value. And I get the math. I do. I understand. But, and I use this a lot in my world. The thing is, it does more, and you store it and you can use it and keep it, but you're storing it and then you don't have that money freed up if you need something else. Whereas I can go buy something that's lesser expensive that I think is just as good, and then I have the other money to do something else, and then when I need something again, I go buy another less expensive. Now, am I going to have to buy two sometimes to make up for the one I could buy, you know, somewhere else? Possibly. But I've got the money not tied up that I can use for something else if I needed it. But a lot of people that are, and I don't necessarily have to do that all the time, but that's just how I've gotten used to doing things. But there's a lot of people that they do it that way because that's what they got to do to survive. And you can go all you want to and talk about how it's all about your decisions and all this and that, and everybody should have money and get a different job and go back to school and do all this. And I've used those lines and they're wonderful. They're great. They're true. But sometimes bad things happen to good people, folks. So sometimes folks that are having to resort to some of that stuff because they have to is how they're surviving. And but don't be too hard on the folks that are showing you how to do it on the cheap. I think a lot of people who don't have to do it on the cheap are doing it because they, you know, just how they do things. And I don't think that's a bad thing. But anyway, so I didn't show you to start with. Maybe you could just see, looking at the video. But man, look at that wonderful shave we got now. Cleaned all that mess up. Everything's nice and wonderful. We're going to fire off some witch hazel here for a touch-up pass. And the soap does wonderful. I'm that way always been that way with shave soap. I would go buy something that was lesser expensive. And you would have the guys come along that were saying that, well, you know, you need to go buy the more expensive stuff. It lasts longer. It's made better. And, of course, they would say it would work better. And, well, I don't always believe just because it's more expensive, it works better. But if I can buy two soaps, even if they're smaller or whatever, than one expensive soap, then I feel like I've done better. And, you know, the fancy soaps and stuff, I like using, you know, Trumpers and well, now a bunch of names are just going to scatter out of my head. Taylor of Old Bond Street. You know, I love using a good English soap or whatever. But I get just as good a lathers and I can get just as good a shave out of the Dollar Tree soap. So, yeah, it's fun to use, but it's definitely not a have to to get good shaves. Alrighty. Got my old Expedition back on the road. It was giving me some problems, so I waited for it to cool down yesterday afternoon and spent some time on it. Air conditioner's out on it, and that's an expensive repair these days. So right now it doesn't have air conditioning because Fuzzy ain't got $1,000 to fix it. But it's running good, riding good, and now it's stopping good since I did a little work on it. So I didn't take time to really go and dig through and see if I had some. I know I don't have any French aftershave, but I didn't go look for stuff. But anyway, I grabbed some lime sec, which is I don't use the lime sec a whole lot. It is not my favorite Pinaud, but ain't nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. It definitely get a good feel. It's a good scent. Lime to me is one of those that could, be a good barbershop-y scent. And I got to find a good place and buy me some more. If anybody knows a good place, I used to ride over to a store a couple towns over here, as we call it, where you just go over a couple towns over yonder way. Well, actually, it's over in Lafayette. So anyway, I used to go over to Lafayette. They had a store and I could buy the Pinaud stuff, and they quit carrying it. And they still got some traditional shave stuff there. I can still get the Schick blades, and I can still get Shave Factory stuff, some of that. But anyhow, they don't have near about what they used to have. But so if anybody knows a good spot to get the Pinaud stuff, let me know. So there, I've rinsed my brush out and dried it off, and I got my razor dried off. I'm going to finish up me a little coffee here and move around a little bit and see what's going on. Hope everything is going good for y'all wherever you are. It's been warm down here in Louisiana, but it's summertime and it's generally warm. And, how it goes. Definitely how it goes. All right, well, y'all have a good one. We'll talk to you next time. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a good Friday and a good weekend. Happy shaves to you.